We are at the heart of the Jewish quarter, and here behind me is the Roman Cardo, dating back to the Roman Byzantine period, built by Justinian, one of the emperors that ruled Jerusalem on behalf of the Roman Empire. Cardo from the Latin word heart, because this was Jerusalem's main street. The Romans take Jerusalem in the year 63 BC. It is Pompey that marches on Jerusalem, 3-month siege on the city. Pompey breaks into the city, breaks into the temple, breaks into the Holy of Holies of the Jewish temple, but does not touch anything. This would usher in the very long Roman period, and it is still labeled as Second Temple period because Pompey does not destroy the Temple of Jerusalem. The Cardo was exposed in the archaeological excavation conducted by Israeli archaeologists after the Six-Day 1967 war. And what we're looking at is 15 meters out of 30 meters. The Cardo was much wider than what we see today. Another thing about the Cardo, look, the Romans adopted the Greek Hellenistic classical architecture, added the arches, and what do we get? The Colosseum in Rome. Now, the Cardo was first built in the 2nd century by Adrian. This is the renovated Cardo. And what we see here in this part of the Cardo is the original tiling that was laid here by Justinian's builder in the Byzantine period. On both sides of the Cardo were shops. And this was the heart of the city. This is where everything took place. The commerce, boy meets girl, people met to exchange news, etc. When did the Byzantine period end? In the Arab conquest of 638 AD. One of the sites inside the Cardo is the replica of a map known as the Map of Medba, which really gives us Jerusalem in the 5th century in the Byzantine period, just prior to the Arab conquest of 638. Jerusalem at the time was a Roman, Byzantine, Christian city. And what do we see here? Basically, we see Jerusalem's wall. And Jerusalem's wall in the Byzantine period included more parts of the wall that are inside the wall today. For example, this is Mount Zion, and we clearly see that Mount Zion is inside Jerusalem's wall at the time. Now, what we see in Jerusalem are the churches that were built as of the 4th century when Jerusalem becomes a Roman, Christian, Byzantine city. This would be the Hagia Zion, built on Mount Zion of today, a very impressive basilica. And then what do we have here? We have the Cardo, and we clearly see shops on both sides of the Cardo. And this would be the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, known at the time as Anastasis, built by Helena, mother of Constantine. What is the real significance of the Map of Medba? Because once the Romans begin to adopt Christianity as the formal religion of the empire, Jerusalem becomes an important city. And we begin to see pilgrims coming to visit the city. Where would pilgrims stop on their way to Jerusalem? In a safe place, a monastery such as Medba in the eastern bank of the Jordan River. And there the monks will take them and tell them, let me show you what Jerusalem looks like. You may visit Mount Zion with the Hagia Zion, then walk along the Cardo until you reach the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, the location of the crucifixion and the tomb of Jesus.